Good afternoon everybody, I'm Robert from El Magnifico Games and today we are going to continue our playthrough of Grim Fandango. Where we left off last week, I believe we had recently acquired, well, there were three things we had to do. One was to make sure a particular sailor didn't make it to his shift the following day, because we wanted to take his place on the ship, which was due to depart. We had to acquire some special tools from the Seabees, which we would need to do the relevant job on the ship. And we also... oh, what was the third one? There was a third one that we had already done. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, we needed to get a union card because this was modelled on how employment works in America, where companies tend to be either all union employees or no union employees. And because this was a union ship, we needed a union card, which we've already acquired. So, going back into it, we are going to try and achieve the final two objectives. And then we should be able to leave Rubacava and continue on to the next section of the game, Act 3. Oh dear. Slight technical difficulties there. Okay, that seems to be working. Sorry about that. So I recall that the metal detector had been thrown into this pile of stuff, and we would need to figure out a way to get it out of that pile of stuff. Although I don't think we had yet figured out why we would need a metal detector. It was an item that was available to us, but it wasn't clear why we would need to use it. So for now, we'll probably skip that. Excuse me, sorry. So for now, we'll probably skip that and come back there later. It may well be by the time we know what the metal detector's for, we have additional items that can help us find it. Or not, we shall see. So the final two objectives, we need to ensure that that particular sailor doesn't make it to his shift. And I believe we were under the impression that we could acquire some, I think it may have been liquid nitrogen from the mortician to help us there. Although I must admit, I'm not seeing much evidence of that currently. Because the sailor in question was getting a tattoo, and we were trying to figure out a way to disable him. And I think we had a mixture in a baster which should knock anyone out who drinks it, and he had a bottle of alcohol with him that he was using to anesthetize himself. So the thinking was, I think, because we were told that, again, I may be misremembering, I think it was liquid nitrogen, could be wrong, that they could use. What I was thinking was perhaps if we give them that option, he'll stop paying attention to the drink and then we can spike it. How we would then get him to take a swig, I'm not sure. But that was just one thing that had... one possibility. There's also the CB tools that requires us to get one of the CBs out of prison. Because we... these are the CBs. Because we helped them start a riot. I say a riot, more of a protest. We helped them start a protest. The leader got imprisoned. We need to get the leader out of prison. And the only lawyer that we know doesn't seem particularly happy to help us. So we need to... we need to find a way to make it in his interest to help us. Let's see. And that was, I believe, his cigar case, which appeared to have a key in it. There was a letter we received. No, we didn't receive a letter, did we? I'm trying to remember how much of this game we saw last week and how much of it is from my memory. We were going to meet a young woman, Lola, I think it was, who apparently wanted to see us for some unknown reason, and it looked like there was supposed to be a key in the envelope, but that it, or rather the person we talked to said there had been a key in the envelope, but it had been swiped. And the lawyer, Nick, I think it was, his cigar case appeared to contain something that could be the key. Lola was also the one that took a photograph of Nick and... oh, I've forgotten her name, but the girlfriend of Maximilian. She took a photograph of them kissing, which would be very bad news for Nick if Maximilian were to see that. Maximilian is, if you will, the local mob boss, and Nick is his lawyer.
I can't open the part that I think has the key in it.
So one of the questions is, how do we get in there? See, I seem to recall that we were supposed to meet Lola at the lighthouse, but what I don't quite recall is whether we were told that last week or if that's just going from my memory.
I don't think that would get me the key.
I wonder if there's any machinery in the kitchen, like a can opener or something, that might be able to break through this metal. I'm not sure what type of machine that's supposed to be.
I don't think that would get me the key.
Fair enough. Anyway, so we have several leads for what to do next, but I haven't figured out how to action on any of them. I know we did find a scenario we can go now. I know we did find a can opener before. That was in the High Rollers Club, wasn't it? Which we can access from here. They do cat races here. I thought there was a can opener here. Or is that an item we picked up? It may have been an item we picked up thinking about it. I think it was, and it was just an item we used at this location. If I'm right about that, then I assume it was a single-use item, because I don't seem to have it in my inventory anymore. Is there anything in here of interest? Doesn't look like it.
What's that? You can do it!
Nick's still missing. Take it there's nothing else of his we need.
It looks like blowing tack stuff that I don't need. It looks like blowing tack stuff that I don't need.
There!
If I could remember how to navigate this place, we might be able to go up
I
to...
don't think it would be a good idea to barge into Max's office while he's meeting with Nick.
Okay, that's what I was going to check.
Yeah!
But apparently that's not a good idea.
Horse in the air! Let's go! Meow, baby! Almost there! Get that mouse!
10 minutes to vote.
Yeah! Go! 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 Almost there!
I take it Glottis isn't any help.
I don't think that would get me the key.
Nope.
This is it!
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen.
Almost there!
Strange.
Oh, for crying out loud!
I wonder how I'm supposed to get in there then. I'm finding it hard to envision what sort of item would help me get in there. But at the same time, I can't think of an individual that would be very good at breaking into cigarette cases.
You wouldn't happen to have a second metal detector around here, would you?
She's not happy with us. Interesting. Is there anything in here we need to pick up?
They're locked.
They're lockers.
Huh. Guess not. So, yeah, I'm really not sure. I've been around here several times, and I don't, because he's supposed to have, again, I think it was liquid nitrogen, but I may be misremembering. But he certainly was supposed to have some sort of item that would be, well, that doesn't look right. That would be useful. But I couldn't find a way to acquire it.
Don't let me bother you.
Always nice to have visitors.
I mean, where would it be?
Hey, should I close this?
No, I'm trying to air it out.
Hey, should I close this?
No, I'm trying to air it out.
No, nothing there. I'm not being blind, am I? It's not like resting in that flower patch. And I'm just not seeing it. Don't think so.
Digging through flower beds is Membrillo's job, not mine.
No help there. Right, where to now? Let's check out where the sailor is getting the tattoo. Possibly there's something I've missed there. Do I even remember where that was? No is, I think, the answer. But we can look anyway. If I had to make a wild guess, maybe down this way? Yes. Right, and that was the drink I wanted to spike. I do take it I can't just do it, can I? I'm fairly certain I tried this before.
I don't really want to do that.
I think you do.
Nah, he'd see me do it.
Yeah. That suggests I may be on the right lines.
Nah, he'd see me do it.
So how would I stop him from seeing me do it? I remember there was a whole business with the refrigerator here, but I never figured out in what way that was useful. Okay, I can't seem to interact directly with the tattooing machine. But what I can do is open this up, causing it to use a lot of power, which then stops the tattooing machine from working properly, I think. Oops, wrong one.
Eh? Who is over there? I don't really want to do that.
Oh, that was the solution.
Look, you broke it. Now it won't shut. Nemazogia, hold still. What are you? Dead? Ugh. Keifa, wake up. I don't work on drunks. Resek Chavargo. What kind of sailor are you? Can't handle booze, huh? Hogyha te azt gondolod, hogy engemet te nem fogsz kifizetni, te teljesen bolond vagy.
We did it!
Well, let's go. Toto, I got your boy Naranja here. MIA he is. Well, he sobered up. I send him to limbo. Yeah, he'll make it there by morning. Promise. Oh, yeah, that is what I told him.
Let's see what you got on you, huh, sailor?
Are you kidding
Seaman
me?
Anselmo Naranja, ensign 3rd class. Doesn't
I
look like
gave
you'll
him
be
the
showing up to
idea
work
in
in the morning.
first place.
Right, and I've got a pretty good idea exactly what I need to do with his name tag. My thinking is, if you recall, the mortician who was looking through those bodies that had been sprouted, in case anyone watching isn't familiar with Grim Fandango lore, this is the land of the dead. Everyone here is dead. They take the form of skeletons. It doesn't seem to be productive to shoot people in the traditional sense, that is, fire at them with some form of firearm. So instead, they use they fire genetically altered plant seeds that grow at an extraordinary rate and sprout people. The roots spread throughout the body, and that seems to disable people. It seems to be an open question as to whether the people remain conscious or not after they've been sprouted. But what is known is that they are completely, at the minimum, are completely paralyzed, and the process itself is also known to be extremely painful. That's the lore. These two individuals have been sprouted, and the mortician's job right at the moment is to search through their bodies, through all the plants that have grown on them, and try and find something that identifies them so that he can inform their relatives. So my thinking is, if we stick the name tag of the sailor onto one of these bodies and then claim we just found it, then he's going to think that one of these bodies is the sailor.
Are you sure you're looking hard enough?
Look, Manuel, these old eyes are tired. I'm doing the best I can, but the average retirement age beachcomber has more sophisticated equipment than I've got here.
And then he'll make a call, which will lead the captain of the ship to assume that he won't be making it to work in the morning because he has passed on.
Digging through flower beds is Membrio's job, not mine.
Well, I've put it in there, but he hasn't found it yet. I'm not sure if I just need to wait or if there's something else to it. It is definitely there, isn't it? I don't still have it in my inventory. I do not.
Well, don't let me bother you.
Always nice to have visitors.
Digging through flower beds is Membrio's job, not mine.
I don't suppose the scythe is much use for cutting away flowers.
I don't want to mess up my blade.
How strange, I'd have thought he'd have found it just then.
I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade.
I mean, I could stay here a little longer. I feel as though I'm missing something, I just don't know what. Maybe it's just as I leave the room or something. No. I mean, I've planted the name tag. I find it hard to believe this is a timed thing. I mean, it's possible I'm supposed to just come back in 5 minutes time, 10 minutes time. I just think it's really unlikely. Maybe Manny is supposed to find it, but he has to be looking at the right angle or something.
Digging through flower beds is Membrio's job, not mine.
There seems to be an invisible wall that stops me going any further than this.
Digging through flower beds is Membrio's job, not mine. Digging through flower beds is Membrio's job, not mine.
Do I have to give him something that's going to make it easier for him to search? I could let him borrow my scythe, I suppose. He was complaining about the equipment.
I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade.
That's really interesting. Maybe I am supposed to provide him with some extra item to help him search. I don't know what that would be. What was this again? I've forgotten what this was.
Great news. We've discovered
Oh, the
a new
letter.
secret talent of our tiny messengers. We don't know how they do it, but these mysterious birds can actually find their targets just by looking at a photograph of the addressee. To celebrate, Eva has made them all little berets. I'll send you some pictures.
That is useful information, though. Okay, so we've made some progress. But I'm still missing some essential steps.
How you holding up, hero?
Manny, you gotta get me out of here. I'm a victim of society.
I'm working on it.
That was the CB who we helped organise a protest, and then he subsequently got arrested. Let's get back to the tattoo place. And see if there's actually anything there that we can interact with now that we couldn't before. Or perhaps just anything that I straightforwardly missed. That's possible too. I do get the feeling that we're limited at the moment.
Tiger can't change his stripes. So, you still going?
It's empty.
Did I take anything
Hey,
out of
listen
there?
to me. You've got to take care of yourself.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Hang on a second. Get away from that.
I don't even know what it is.
Hang on a second. Get away from that. Sure, of course, I understand. Definitely.
Yes, I feel like our
You said
progress is probably being blocked by not having an item.
You've got
Could
guts.
be wrong.
Yeah, but I wouldn't exactly call that quality time.
I don't
So,
think that would
what
shed any
happened
light
after
on
dinner?
things. I already searched him pretty thoroughly.
Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, I don't believe it.
Doesn't feel like there's anything else there.
Hang on a second. Reach for that again and you will pull back a stump.
Okay.
What about kids?
No help there. Okay, so we still need to get the CB out of jail. I'm pretty certain that's going to involve finding the photograph of Nick the lawyer kissing Maximilian's girlfriend, who I've forgotten the name of, and then using that to blackmail him into helping us. I can't see another way we're going to be able to do it. But what I don't know is how we would get the key out of the cigarette case. Because that feels like that's the next stage with that. As for the situation with the mortician, we need him to find the name tag we planted there. But I don't know what it is that still needs to be done there. Because we've already planted the name tag and he doesn't seem to be finding it. It's as if he needs an extra item. I don't know what it is. Something to help him cut back the vegetation or kill the vegetation. Or maybe it's glasses or a magnifying glass. I don't know. I don't think we have anything at the moment that will help though. I will head back to Club Calavera, our club, and quickly check and see if there's anyone there who can assist. Sometimes I have a little bit of difficulty with the controls.
Evening, Lupe.
Hi, Manny.
Okay, back to work.
Okay.
Right, so she was the one that the key was stolen off of, essentially, because she was keeping the letter. Where did the cigarette case go? There. I'm not expecting her to know how to get in there, but it's worth a go.
I I don't think that would get me the key.
Nope. So that's no help.
Mesdames et messieurs, faites vos jeux s'il vous plaît. Ladies and gentlemen, please place your bets.
I don't know why the sound just went like that. I apologise. I turned it down so that at least it would be more bearable. And it crashed. Okay. Bit disappointing. So if you'll just bear with me a second, I'll bring sound back, and then I guess we'll very quickly speed run the bit that I figured out tonight. That shouldn't take long. Right. So all it was I figured out how to spike that sailor's drink, wasn't it? And then I planted the name tag. So this shouldn't take long. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. So up here, up the stairs, then down the lift. Past the Blue Casket Club. Straight on, I think it was. Yeah. And we go down here. This takes us to where the sailor was. Up here. In we go. Right, so we need to mess with the fridge again. And then we spike the drink. We wait till he's looking the other way. Oh no, that's unfortunate. There we go. Spike the drink.
Look, you broke it. Now it won't shut. Nemazogia, hold still. What are you? Dead? Ugh. Keifel, wake up. I don't work on drunks. Reisek Chovargo. What kind of sailor are you? Can't handle booze, huh? Hogyha te azt gondolod, hogy engemet te nem fogsz kifizetni, te teljesen bolond vagy.
Let's see what you got on you.
Let's go, Toto.
Search
I
him.
got your boy Naranja here.
Seaman Anselmo
And I
Naranja,
hate you.
Ensign 3rd
Well,
class. Doesn't look
sobered
like
up.
you'll be
I
showing up to
send him
work
to
in the
Limbo.
morning.
Yeah, he'll make it there by morning. Promise. Oh yeah, that is what I told him. Are you kidding me?
I don't really want to do that.
Okie doke. And now we just go to the morticians, which is largely just a... I wonder if this would be the fastest route. They're probably about equally fast, thinking about it. Up we go. Round here. And now we plant the name tag on the bodies. Or on one of the bodies, I should say. I wonder if it matters. Don't seem
Are
to
you
matter.
sure you're looking hard enough?
Look, Manuel, these old eyes are tired. I'm doing the best I can, but the average retirement age beachcomber has more sophisticated equipment than I've got here.
And this is what I mean by we seem to have planted the item, but he doesn't seem to be able to find it. So it's as if we need to bring him some other item. Let's save here quickly. Right, that's saved successfully. So if the game crashes again like it did before, at least we won't have to do that again. Apologies again about the technical difficulties. So, I guess we're on the lookout for an item that could help him search the bodies, or something that will help us get into the cigarette case that we believe contains the key to the lighthouse. Okay, the sound hasn't messed up this time at least. Now, that's like, that individual there I believe was like the most senior police officer, so I'm not sure I want whether showing him the cigarette case with the key is a good idea, but who knows, maybe he'll be helpful and figure out how to get in there.
I don't think that would get me the key.
Nope. In theory, I could rig the gambling here so that he loses. I'm not quite sure what that would achieve. But perhaps that's worth a look. If I can figure out these controls. There we go. Nearly. We'll just back our way up the stairs. There we go. And up those stairs. Now, I believe it was over here we could rig the gambling. I've still not figured out why we would want to do it though.
Le numéro gagnant, le 25. Rouge, entre les passes. 25. Red, house pays all winners. Le banque paye. Mesdames et messieurs, faites vos jeux s'il vous plaît. Ladies and gentlemen, please place your bets. Mesdames et messieurs, rien ne va plus. Les jeux sont faits. Ladies and gentlemen, betting is closed. No more bets, please.
I feel like there's something to this mini game I'm missing. Also, it's odd that I don't seem to be able
Le
to
numéro gagnant, le 14, rouge, père manque, 13, red.
press any other buttons.
Mesdames et messieurs, faites vos jeux s'il vous plaît. Ladies and gentlemen, please place your bets.
There's something going on there I just don't understand, I think. Have we searched this desk? Doesn't seem to be anything there. The balcony? Doesn't seem to be anything there. Then I must admit to being a little bit stuck. I'm not sure how we progress from here.
Lola, Lola, where are you?
Hello, Keffel. How are you? Okay, what items do we have? That was for making tickets for the cat races. That was the liqueur that contained gold flakes, which we've already used to solve one puzzle, so I'm not sure if it's used again. That was the letter we received. That had the solution for knocking people out in it, although we've used it. That's probably the union card that we had forged for us, and that's a cigarette case that I can't figure out how to get inside of. And there's our scythe. I know there's a bunch more of the story we could do if we could just get into that cigarette case, but I can't for the life of me figure out how to do it, even how to interact with it in some other way.
I can't open the part that I think has the key in it. I can't open the part that I think has the key in it.
Yes, I am indeed a little bit stuck. I do take hints. If they are being offered. Yes, you may perhaps offer a hint.
We're about ready to start. It's Thick of the Letter, Badass Bella, Bank Teller's Dream, Tuna Fish Bonanza, Desdemona, Smokey's Ride, How Now Brown Meow, El Pussy Poncho. And we're off in the lead, right out of the gate. Thick of the Letter.
Yes, I have spoke to a certain beautiful security lady recently, and it didn't go brilliantly. Long story short, she threw her metal detector in here. I assume there must be some way I'm able to... Yeah, she does. She did like Manny. I think the past tense is probably more appropriate. I assume there's some way that I'm able to get the metal detector out. But I haven't figured out how to do that yet.
What a race!
You wouldn't happen to have a second metal detector around here, would you?
Ugh.
So, Keffel says Manny doesn't want to stick his hands in there and search. Why could that be? She has another trick up her sleeve that helps besides the detector.
Tempting as it is, I just can't bring myself to jump in the giant unclean kitty litter.
Okay, that's what it is. It's kitty litter. So he wouldn't want to stick his hands in because it's unhygienic, I assume. This is almost certainly not going to work. I assume she can't just bust open the cigarette case.
What's that?
Cigarettes? What does it look like?
Don't try to make nice, Manny. It's too late. What?
It's a new compact for your makeup.
Manny, I don't wear makeup. You know that.
And I'm not saying you need to.
Good. What?
It's a little something special I bought for you.
Don't try to make nice, Manny. It's too late. What?
I don't know. I found it under your desk.
Unattended?
No, there was a shifty-looking guy with crazy eyes who put it there.
Oh my God. Give me that! It's a bomb!
Oh, well that's progress.
Ha ha! Another senseless act of terrorism nipped in the bud by Security Officer Carla. Wow. It was completely destroyed by our own detonator, so I can't tell what kind of bomb it was.
Oh, I
But here's
see.
something.
A key. I better bring that to Chief Bogan.
Yeah, you can analyze it with your metal detector.
See, I assume that key must be to the lighthouse. So I'm not sure if I want to bring it to Officer Bogan. So I'm still not sure how to get that metal detector, but you've been a colossal help, Keffel. Which way to the lighthouse? This way, I think. I'm right.
Lola?
Careful, Manny. You may not want
want to see me like this.
Lola, did Nick do this to you?
Yeah, he wanted that picture real bad, but he's never gonna find it, that fink.
I'll get him, Lola. I'll show Max the picture for you and fix Nick for good. Just tell me where you hid it.
Oh, Manny, it's all my fault. Always falling for the wrong guys. You know, I even had a thing for you once. But you were so hung up on that Meche woman, I figured I didn't have a chance.
Lola, where's the picture?
Tell me, Manny, would I have had a chance? Never mind. You just want Olivia for me. Tell her to improve her taste in men, or she'll end up just like me. Tell her to get a nice guy, Manny. Like you.
Lola! Lola! Oh, Lola. Hey, there's a picture of a tongue on it. And it says number 22, lengua.
22 lengua. Oh. That's what I meant to do. No. Okay, number 22 lengua. See, I've got a vague recollection that the number was supposed to be some sort of I thought it related to the cat races. I thought I was supposed to create some sort of forged ticket for a particular date. But lengua isn't a date. Yep, that's not much help. So I'm guessing I'm missing something. For those that don't know, I have completed this game once before. Must be a couple of years ago now. So there's bits I remember and there's bits I don't. I remember that Lupe up at Club Calavera had this funny new system for sorting all the codes. So I'm wondering if that might be one of her cards. If I give her the 22 lengua card, I wonder if she'll give me back a coat or something. Yeah, this isn't my first playthrough, sadly. It's still really difficult though, even though I know parts of the game.
my new code check system. You do care.
Can I have my coat, please?
You bet. This is so exciting. Okay. Hold on. 22. Lengua. Ha! Here it is. Oh, darn.
What's wrong?
Just shoot me.
Lupe, what is it?
This can't be yours.
That's it. Thanks.
What are you doing with a tiny girl jacket?
I don't suppose there was a camera back there anywhere.
No.
She must have hidden that somewhere else. I'll tell you tomorrow.
Yes, it is quite difficult. Recently, I
There's
finished.
a little slip of paper in one of the pockets. All that this paper says is number 36, the Rusty Anchor. What is that supposed to mean?
Yes. Careful says, I'll tell you tomorrow is so mean, Manny. You know you're gonna bail poor Lupe. You're absolutely right. Recently I finished the first 3 Monkey Island games as well. Some of those puzzles were particularly difficult. I had actually played the first 2 Monkey Island games before, but not the third one. But yeah, got stuck quite a lot there as well.
All that this paper says is number 36, the Rusty Anchor. What is that supposed to mean?
That's a very good question. What is that supposed to mean? Number 36, the Rusty Anchor. I have literally no clue what that means. Number 36, the Rusty Anchor. That doesn't sound like something that I'm likely to be able to enter into the game, like a combination. So that makes me wonder if that's significant to an individual in the game. Am I supposed to give it to that slip of paper to a person? Either that or it is straightforwardly code, and I'm just not following the code. Right, now do I recall correctly, there's actually 2 windows here? Yes. Okay, I want to check what services are provided on each side.
Anybody there?
Look, I told you we don't have any kitty hats today.
What?
You have to wait until Tuesday. That's kitty hat day.
I don't want a kitty hat.
Fine with me. What's your bet then?
I don't gamble. It's a conflict of interest for me.
Then why did you call me down here?
For the friendly conversation.
Okay, that wasn't much use. So on one side you can bet, and on the other side I assume you can check the results. And that's probably what we need to forge a ticket for.
Hello?
Oh, hi. Betting stub, please.
Oh, I don't have a betting stub.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Keffel says, what's your first association with a rusty anchor? I suppose a ship that's in dock?
And the card? Let me see it. Oh, one of Charlie's rush jobs. Good thing your new captain's far-sighted. Still no room for you on board. Naranja's sleeping off a bad one, but he'll be here.
But I'm first on the waiting list.
As it were, yeah. And don't forget that Glottis has got to bring his own tools.
He will. He doesn't go anywhere without a lot of tools.
Good, because neither does the Limbo. Don't just sit around here collecting barnacles.
Right.
Right, let's see if the captain has any idea what that note means.
I don't think that would shed any light on things.
No such luck. I will save the game quickly though. Right, what else? Because I don't think I can actually get access to any ships here. I could be wrong. No, it doesn't look like it.
It's spooky down here.
So what else could the rusty anchor be a reference to? I mean, it sounds like it could be the name of a pub. Ah, there might be ships. No, there aren't ships this way, are there? Or at least not that I can get to. This will almost certainly not be it, but I guess I could try handing it back to Lupe, because it does sound like one of her codes, but of course I don't have an associated card with it, it's just written down. And it would be a bit silly that she just happens to have two codes there. But who knows? If anything, maybe the interaction will yield something useful.
$36. That number's not even part of my system, Manny. And I don't think I'd let somebody check an old rusty anchor back here anyway.
Nope, no such luck. There are those lockers in the security lady's, Carla's office, but I don't see what a rusty anchor would have to do with that. Keffel says, huh, that's unique dialogue I think I never heard, so thanks for that. Well, you're very welcome.
I don't think that would shed any light on things.
No such luck. Hmm. This is a long shot. Maybe it could be in some way related to the submarine where the tattoo artist is. I mean, submarines, as far as I'm aware, don't have anchors. So far as I'm aware, anyway. Although they do need to dock. Maybe they do. Which way am I headed? This way, I think. Oh, Keffel says an anchor is probably the most iconic tattoo for a sailor. I didn't even think of that, but that is a very good point.
I gave him the idea in first place.
Fingers crossed.
I don't think that would shed any light on things.
Hang on a second.
This mean anything to you?
You mean beside the song, the poem, and the bar, and the statue by that name? Sure, it is one of my most famous designs. Here, I show you. Let's see, number 30, Harmin Sedge, Harmin Sketter, Harmin... 36, here. Hey, what is this?
My friend Lola left that here for me.
Oh yeah. Lola was here, sweet girl. Like daughter to me. Tell her Papa Toto says hello.
Right.
Tiger can't change his stripes.
Sad times. Poor Lola. Did I just go past it? Probably.
Looks like these cats are almost scruff and scruff.
Interesting. So what do we have here? We have 114 at the bottom. We have 2 6s up top. Marry me, Olivia. So that must be the airship that went down. Yes, Papa Toto is going to have a hard time. See, I'm wondering if this is the... I wonder if she swapped the photograph of them kissing, of Nick and Olivia kissing, with this photo finish. So if I can figure out the date that this happened, then I should be able to forge an appropriate ticket, give it to the official that handles the photographs, and get the photo of the kiss. Keffel says, I really like this puzzle series, sending you all over town in this genius photo puzzle. Easily my favourite puzzle in the game. Yeah, it's it is a good series of puzzles. So let's have a quick look at that ticket forgery machine. What do I need to know? Those two, but I don't know the day of the week. Presumably. I must be missing something. The irony is, of course, if this was real life, I could just work out what day of the week the last 6th of the 6th was, but this isn't. And I'd be surprised if it doesn't matter. Wait, I was told that cat hats are on Tuesdays, and someone there has a cat hat in the bottom left. Of course, I don't know that they didn't bring it in on some other day of the week. But I bet that's the solution. That's my guess.
Me and this ticket printer, we're gonna make a mint. Me and this ticket printer, we're gonna make a mint.
That's how I do it. Wrong way. I want the other one, don't I? Oops.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have 15 minutes to place your bets.
Hello?
Oh, hi! Betting stub, please.
Here you go.
Getting ready for the next
Hey,
race.
this looks different than our usual ticket.
Well, that's because it's from last season.
All right, just a second. There you are.
It's just a bunch of cats.
Yeah, but look how
10
fast they're
minutes to
running.
go.
Ah,
Sorry, sir. I'm sure you'll be a winner next time.
I wonder what I missed. Probably shouldn't have got this out in the middle of this establishment, but still. That's an interesting range. So that one goes from 1 to 32, but this one goes from 1 to 15. I just realised there's not enough space by those numbers up top for 2 double-digit numbers. So presumably the 6 and the 6 can't be the date. But at the same time you don't have a 15th month, so maybe that's not a date. Careful says that would be a little easier if both numbers were on the picture. Well, if both numbers aren't on the picture, then either I have to be able to get one of the numbers from elsewhere, or the numbers must be connected in some way, so that you could derive one from the other. Well, I know this was the day when Maximilian proposed to Olivia.
Rebel for Kibble. Closing in.
I wonder
Open it up on the straightaways, Giddy!
if his office is open again,
You can do it!
so I could ask Max about it. Doesn't look like it.
I don't think it would be a good idea to barge into Max's office while he's meeting with Nick.
Baby!
I could ask Olivia about it.
You can do it!
Pick up the letter. Snowball's chance in hell. Snowball's triumph.
So let's see if Olivia will talk about the day that Max proposed to her. Oops. Nope.
Well, catch you later, hip chick.
Keep practicing that lingo, man. You'll get it.
Nick would presumably know about that day as well, although he's not available to us right now. Most of the patrons of this establishment probably could, but we can't talk to them.
Anybody there?
I told you, we don't give out the kitty hats till Tuesday.
So it's almost certainly a Tuesday.
For your own safety.
Things do look bad, but this jump wouldn't do the trick, unfortunately.
Bit dark.
No more bets.
They don't have much use when they're alive, and stuff, they don't have much more.
We're about ready to start. It's I am not Spot. Meowie wowie.
I can only think to brute force it.
Someone's gaining on the outside. It's Tail Perma's Delight.
Hello?
Kitty,
Oh, hi.
losing ground.
Betting stub, please.
Here you go.
Tail Perma's Delight.
All right,
Matching
just
up.
a second.
Meowie
There
wowie.
you are.
In first place. In second place.
Cats
I am not
again?
Spot. Meowie
Sorry, sir.
wowie. Coming around the back.
I'm sure you'll be a winner next time.
Keffel says brute forcing isn't fun, but this is tricky if you don't look at all things. Okay, provided the information is still available to me, I haven't just missed it because it was earlier in the game, then I'll keep looking.
They don't have much use when they're alive, and stuff, they don't have much more. Beloved Sandspoof, this regal and majestic feline was a record holder for speed and a favorite of the crowds here in Rubacava for many years, until her career was suddenly and tragically cut short on the second week of the racing season, when the airship Olivia 1, on its maiden voyage, crashed onto the track mid-race and exploded. Many bereaved fans testified later that before the blimp hit, Sandspoof was in the lead.
Okay, that was the day then. So it's week 2. So we want, presumably, that's day or race 6. So what, week 2, 6th race on Tuesday, or something like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have 15 minutes to place your bets.
Hello?
Oh, hi. Betting stub, please.
Here you go.
All right, just a second. There you are.
Getting ready for the next race.
Cats again?
Sorry, sir. I'm sure you'll be a winner next time.
Let's try it the other way round.
I'm keeping this little gold mine to myself.
So that should be 2, 6.
Hello?
Oh, hi. Betting stub, please.
Here you go.
All right,
Don't
just a
forget,
second.
ladies and gentlemen.
There you are.
Aha!
What? Are you a winner?
Big winner. Thanks, pal.
Glad I could help.
Tuesday is Kitty Hat Day.
Thank you very much, Keffel. I wouldn't have solved that without you. Now, unfortunately, I assume I have to blackmail...
I think that guy was up to something. Don't you, Doug? Doug?
Oh, that guy? Personally, I think he was nuts. Come on!
Unfortunately, I think I'm going to end up having to blackmail Nick to have him get the CB out of prison, as opposed to showing it to Maximilian and see Nick get his just desserts. So poor Lola will be unavenged.
You can do it! That's the sugar bubble!
Look what I found at the photo finish booth. Looks like Naughty Kitten and Bad Tomcat are neck and neck.
You're
What
doing
do
it!
you want? I want to tell you a sad story of a young man unjustly imprisoned merely for speaking his mind.
It's time to shake up the hive.
I guess our business is settled.
Almost.
What? Was that for the photo girl?
No, that was just for being you. I don't have time to get you for Lola, but I'm sure somebody will.
You didn't have time to save her either. But don't feel too bad about that, Manny. I hear saving women really isn't your forte.
Ouch.
Hell no, we won't work!
Hell no, we won't work!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Hell no, we won't work!
Hell no, we won't work!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Bogan is a big fat jerk.
Manny! Do it in time, all right? Okay,
Sorry.
from the top. Hell no, we won't work!
Hell no, we won't work!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Hell no, we won't work!
Hell no, we won't work!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we bees or are we flies?
No more lies! No more lies!
No
No more lies! No more lies!
Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we bees or are we flies?
No more lies! No more lies!
No more lies! No more lies!
CBs!
CBs!
Freebies!
Freebies!
CBs!
CBs!
Freebies!
Freebies!
We're strong!
We're strong.
We fight!
We
We're
fight.
killer bees
All
tonight!
right!
Manny!
Oh no. No, I did not know that CPs are real.
Do it in time, all right? Okay,
Sorry.
from the top. Hell no, we won't work!
Hell no, we won't work!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Hell no, we won't work!
Hell no, we won't work!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we bees or are we flies?
No more lies! No more lies!
No more lies! No more lies!
Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we bees or are we flies?
No more lies! No more lies!
No
No more lies! No more lies!
CBs!
CBs!
Freebies!
Freebies!
CBs!
CBs!
Freebies!
Freebies!
We're strong! We fight! We're killer bees tonight!
All right!
All right.
We're strong! We fight! We're killer bees tonight!
All
All
right!
right.
Hell no, we won't work!
Hell no, we won't work!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Hell no, we won't work!
Hell no, we won't work!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we bees or are we flies?
No more lies! No more lies!
No more lies! No more lies!
Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we We're strong.
We're strong.
We fight.
We
We're
fight.
killer bees
All right.
tonight, Manny.
Ah.
Do it in time, all right? Okay,
Sorry.
from the top.
Keffel says, so the inspiration for these cute little fellas is an actual thing from the USA. During World War II they needed more ships, so they created the Construction Battalion. The Construction Battalion was abbreviated CBS, CBs, and eventually became CBs, people that actually build ships. I didn't know that, that's very interesting.
Are we bees or are we flies?
No more lies! No more lies!
No more lies. No more lies.
Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we bees or are we flies?
No more lies! No more lies!
No more lies. No more lies.
CBs!
CBs.
Freebies!
Freebies.
CBs!
CBs.
Freebies!
Freebies.
Manny!
Oh.
Do it in time, all right? Okay,
Sorry.
from the top.
Sorry.
Hell no, we won't work.
Hell no, we won't work.
Bogan is a big fat jerk.
Bogan is a big fat jerk.
Hell no, we won't work.
Hell no, we won't work.
Bogan is a big fat jerk.
Bogan is a big fat jerk.
Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we bees or are we flies?
No more lies! No more lies!
No more lies. No more lies.
Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we bees or are we flies?
No more lies! No more lies!
No more lies. No more lies.
CBs!
CBs.
Freebies!
Freebies.
CBs!
CBs.
Freebies!
Freebies. We're strong. We fight.
We're killer bees tonight!
All right. We're strong. We fight.
We fight.
We're killer
All
bees
right.
tonight,
Ah.
Manny!
I'm really bad at this.
Do it in time, all right? Okay,
Sorry.
from the top. Hell no, we won't work.
Hell no, we won't work.
Bogan is a big fat jerk.
Bogan is a big fat jerk.
Hell no, we won't work.
Hell no, we won't work.
Bogan is a big fat jerk.
Bogan is a big fat jerk.
Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we bees or are we flies?
No more lies. No more lies.
No more lies. No more lies.
Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we bees or are we flies?
No more lies. No more lies.
No more lies. No more lies.
CBs!
CBs.
Freebies!
Freebies.
CBs!
CBs.
Freebies!
Freebies. We're strong.
We fight!
We
We're
fight.
killer bees tonight!
All right. We're strong.
We're strong.
We fight.
We fight.
We're killer
All right.
bees tonight, man!
Oh. It's that last bit that always messes me up.
Do it in time, all right? Okay,
Sorry.
from the top. Hell no, we won't work!
Hell no, we won't work.
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Bogan is a big fat jerk.
Hell no, we won't work!
Hell no, we won't work.
Bogan is a big fat jerk!
Bogan is a big fat jerk.
Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we bees or are we flies?
No more lies! No more lies!
No more lies. No more lies.
Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we bees or are we flies?
No more lies! No more lies!
No more lies. No more lies.
CBs!
CBs.
Freebies!
Freebies.
CBs!
CBs.
Freebies!
Freebies. We're strong.
We fight!
We fight.
We're killer bees tonight!
All right. We're strong.
We're strong.
We
We
fight.
fight.
We're killer bees tonight!
All right.
Manny Calavera!
Manny Calavera.
Got no skin, got no hair!
Got no skin. Don't need hair.
Manny Calavera!
Manny Calavera.
Got no skin, got no hair!
Got no skin. Don't need hair.
Hell no, we won't work!
Okay. Turns out that wasn't necessary.
Big fat jerk!
Well, at least I enjoyed it.
Jerk!
Where is the tools?
Hell no, we won't work. Bogan is a big fat jerk. Bogan. Bogan. Bogan.
It keeps turning me around as soon as I go over here.
Bogan is a big fat jerk. Bogan. Bogan. Bogan is a big fat jerk. Bogan is a big fat jerk. Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we bees or are we flies?
No more lies! No more lies!
No more lies, no more lies.
Are we bees or are we flies?
Are we
Is that their tools?
No more lies! No more
Those are some pretty big
No more
tools.
lies, no more lies.
I'll just have Gladys come pick them up on their way out of town. I don't think anybody's gonna be using them for quite a while.
Oh, wonderful.
Sea bees.
So perhaps all we need to do is inform Glottis? Okay, so where are we? We have access to the tools. We've planted the name tag. We've got the union card. So maybe once we've told Glottis we can leave. The only possibility is that maybe we have to, in one way or another, help the mortician discover the name tag. That's what I was that's what the possibility I was raising earlier. I don't know. Or maybe we just need to wait. Maybe, you know, if we come up to the captain now, perhaps it will show the mortician making a phone call in the morning or something. I don't know.
Horse in the air! Let's go!
I get the feeling Glottis isn't going to be the easiest to reason with right now.
You got it!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Get that mouse!
you have 15 minutes to place your bets.
Open it up on the straightaways, Kitty!
Coming home soon?
What did you say, little kitty? Don't talk, kitty cat. Just run, baby! This is it!
So, do I have to get Glottis home now?
This is it! Get up, you stupid cat! You're doing it! You got it! Get that mouse! That's the sugar Papa likes! Oh, for crying out loud!
Huh, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing now. I could go back to the captain of the ship, see if that triggers anything. Oh, I only just noticed the little paw prints on the carpet. What an adorable design. Wait, I don't have the metal detector yet. So, surely that means there's a puzzle left to be done.
Now, what about these tools? Where are they?
They're too big for me to carry. Gladys will bring them when we board.
Huh. Still no room for you on board. Naranja's sleeping off a bad one, but he'll be here.
But I'm first on the waiting list.
As it were, yeah. Don't just sit around here collecting barnacles.
Right.
Okay, so that means that the game thinks we've completed 2 of the 3 tasks. So the question is how to convince the sea captain that Naranja won't be making it tomorrow. Presumably that means helping the coroner discover the name tag, which could be done with a metal detector because it's made of metal. Okay, this is coming together. So then the question is, how do I get the metal detector? No.
Things do look bad, but this jump wouldn't do the trick, unfortunately.
Well, thank you for that cheerful remark, Manny.
They're locked.
They're lockers.
No, I want down here, don't I?
Ladies and gentlemen, you have 15 minutes to place your bets.
Oh, is that it?
Aha!
Oh, yes!
A little stinky, but it could be worse.
We're making progress.
Again, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh. So presumably give that to the mortician and then he'll discover the name tag and then he'll make a call to tell the captain that Naranja will not be making it tomorrow.
Would a metal detector help the cause?
Hey, just like downtown. You never know what this'll turn up. An engraved ring, a belt buckle with somebody's name on it.
Who would wear a belt buckle with the... Oh. Huh.
What? Velasco, it looks like I've got one of your boys down here in the morgue. A sailor by the name of... Naranja.
What? How? Sprouted? But, this town's going to hell. Sailor can't even take a 2-day shore leave without watching his back. Yeah, I'll come down in the morning.
All day long, Manny, I sought through pure sadness. I find evidence, and I piece together stories. But none of my stories end well. They all end here. And the moral of every story is the same. We may have years, we may have hours, but sooner or later, we push up flowers.
What a lovely piece of poetry.
Sprouted? What's happening to this town?
Oh, big city crime, Manny. We're getting more of it every day. I know you probably hate getting it this way, but Naranja's job's yours now.
No, Velasco, I don't know if I'm comfortable taking that.
You'll take his job because there's no one else I can get on such short notice. Looks like you're all ready to go, Manny. Except one. Where's that piano player of yours?
He's having a little goodbye party. I'll go get him.
Tell him to hurry up. The limbo can't sail without him. Don't just sit around here collecting barnacles.
Right.
You can do it! That's a good cat! Meow, baby!
Getting ready for the next race.
Go, go, go!
Coming home soon?
What did you say, little kitty? Don't talk, kitty cat. Just run, baby! Oh, for crying out loud!
Goodness, how am I gonna get him back?
Open it up on the straightaways, kitty! Oh, for crying out loud! You're doing it! Come on! Run!
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen.
Run! Pretty bad, pretty bad, pretty bad, pretty bad, pretty bad. Get that mouse! You can do it! Get that mouse!
Tuesday is Kitty Hat Day.
Almost there!
I don't have the remote, and I don't think they get any other channels anyway.
Go, Kitty! Oh, for crying out loud!
Right, what items do I have? The ticket forger, the cure with gold flakes, the letter, a
pretty bad, pretty bad, pretty bad, pretty bad.
baster,
Run!
a union card, a key to the lighthouse, a coat that belonged to Lola, Manny's scythe. That's it.
Run! Punch it, buddy!
I don't want to mess up my blade.
You can do it!
For your own
Go,
safety.
Kitty!
My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be.
Go, go, go!
Demons can't be reaped.
Get up, you stupid cat! Open it up on the straightaways, Kitty!
I don't have a clue how it is I'm supposed to get Glottis back.
Yeah! Get up, you stupid cat! You're doing it!
I know there's still that machine to rig the gambling back at Manny's place, but I don't see how that's much help. Much help in bringing Glottis back if he's not there. Maybe if Officer Bogan has a bad enough losing streak, he'll try and shut down all gambling in town or something silly. I don't know.
Mesdames et messieurs, faites vos jeux s'il vous plaît. Ladies and gentlemen, please place your bets. Mesdames et messieurs, rien ne va plus. Les jeux sont faits. Ladies and gentlemen, betting is closed. No more bets, please. Le numéro gagnant, le 26, noir, pair passe, 26, black, house pays all winners, le banque paye. Mesdames et messieurs, faites vos jeux s'il vous plaît. Ladies and gentlemen, please place your bets. Mesdames et messieurs, rien ne va plus. Les jeux sont faits. Ladies and gentlemen, betting is closed. No more bets, please. $14 is the winner. Le 14. Numéro 14 est le gagnant.
I think you mean 2. Am I correct?
No, monsieur. 14 is the winner.
I think you've made a mistake.
I'm sorry, sir. 14 is the winning number. Better luck next time, eh?
That's it. That Calavera's getting too big for his britches. I don't like raiding businesses and shutting them down. But someone's got to teach Manuel a lesson in law and order. This way, back here. Open those paddy wagons up and start filling them. And somebody find Calavera. I want to interrogate him personally.
Raided? How long are they gonna close it for? Yeah, you better cut off the big guy's credit then. Yeah. Throw the drunk out on his big orange butt. And bring me Calavera so we can talk about his debt.
Hey, come on! You gotta let me back in! I'm a VIP!
Does that stand for very inebriated pianist?
Manny, I don't want to be a pianist anymore. I'm a mechanic.
I know. That's why I got you a new job. Come on, let's go pick up your tools.
And I can do whatever I want to the engine? Make it faster?
Sure, but you'll be plenty busy just keeping her afloat.
Thanks for the gig, and for not asking too many questions.
Hell, after what happened in Naranja, I can see why you'd leave town. Let's just hope I don't have to go fishing you out of the drink again.
I'll stay under next time. I promise.
Captain Calavera?
Puerto Zapato, sailor. We're here at last. Beautiful port, isn't she?
Yes, sir. There's some customs officials down below, sir. They want to search the ship.
Fine. We've got nothing to hide, eh? No skeletons in our closet.
Yes, sir.
Secure the bow, boys, like a rock this time.
Manuel,
Salvador?
I hope this very urgent message gets to you in time. Our man in Zapato says Miss Colomar never made it to the port. It said she threw herself overboard at the Pearl. I don't know if you believe that. But whatever you do not land in Puerto Zapato. It's a trap. Assassins will attempt to board your ship disguised as customs agents. Beware, and viva la revolución!
Well then. Manny's in quite the situation, isn't he?
Ensign.
Ah, this is a problem.
Oh, no. This can't be happening.
Hey! He's back here!
Sack him! Custom officials, open this door!
Yeah, we want to check your bags.
Don't worry, Captain. We're safe in here.
Okay, let's just set the explosives and get the hell out of here.
Can't reach.
That's odd. Why were we not moving anywhere? Because both the anchors were up. I could try crossing the anchors. In theory, if I cross the anchors and then tried to pull them both up, it might shear the ship in half, getting us away from the explosives.
Can't reach.
I mean, we'd then be on a sinking ship, but you know, one thing at a time.
Can't reach.
Oh, that didn't do it. That's strange. I thought that was due to go down. Well, now I'm definitely confused. I thought I'd just brought up the other anchor.
Can't reach. Can't reach.
That looked like the anchors were hooked on each other.
Can't reach.
Ah, when I bring one up, does it bring the other one down? That must be it. That must be what's going on here. Okay, that explains the discrepancy.
Can't reach. Can't reach. Can't reach. Can't reach. Can't reach.
Wait, are they caught again? Looks like it.
Can't reach.
Is there anything else in this room I can interact with?
I think the best way to use this engine would be the controls over there, as opposed to the hands-on method.
Doesn't look like it.
Gladys, do something.
Okay.
Can't reach.
What am I missing?
Can't reach.
I know what might work. Might being the operative word there. When I push the other side, presume the button on the opposite side after having brought it up on a given side, presumably the anchor gets dragged across the sea floor. Okay, no, I'd have to let it down first. But what I'm wondering is, can I snag some of those rocks?
Can't reach.
Doesn't look like it, does it? And I'm guessing when I pull this up, it's going to be miraculously... The two anchors will be miraculously caught again. Yep. Do I have any items that could help? Scythe. Just scythe. I don't know. Okay, I think it's reasonable to assume I'm not going to be able to simply catch something on the seafloor.
Can't reach.
Interesting.
Well, there you go.
Ah, he's caught it on the porthole. So now if I pull it the other way, now it should shear the ship in half. Which in this situation would be a good thing.
Glottis, cover your ears.
What was that?
The dotted line, buddy.
And now we leave. Oh, we renamed it Lola.
Just a little farther, Gladys.
In her honor.
Manny! Choking!
Mira, snap out of it, sailor.
Easy for you to say, you don't have lungs.
Hey, you lived without your heart once, so you can live without air for a little while. Just until I figure out what we're gonna do.
Progress.
Beware, brave captain. Here in the darkest depths of the Sea of Lament dwell the most horrible monsters of all. The fearsome, murky demons of the deep will swallow you whole the instant you leave this pool of light. Heed my warning, or take one step forward and learn for yourself.
All right, I believe you. Just quit it with the creepy spirit of the land voice, huh?
Here comes one now.
Amigo.
Huh? Who? Oh, geez, another shipwreck. You see? That's why I never travel by boat.
We've had a little accident. Think you could help us out?
Depends on what kind of help you're looking for.
Could you take us to the Pearl?
Ha! You don't believe those old stories, do you? You think somewhere in this ocean there's a gigantic pearl that shines so brightly it can be seen from passing ships? And that sometimes sailors so allured by its luster actually fling themselves overboard to dive for it? And are never heard from again?
Yeah, and I think it's right over...
Bah! I've been walking this ocean for years. I ain't never seen it.
Could we tag along with you?
Well, it's a long walk you're talking about.
We don't have any other choice.
Oh, all right then. Lift those knees, stick close to my light, and try to sing in key. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Scare away sea monsters, yeah. I'm gonna let it shine.
Let it shine.
Scare away sea monsters, yeah. I'm gonna let it shine.
I'm gonna let
Scare
it
away
shine.
sea monsters, yeah.
Scare away sea
I'm
monsters,
gonna let
yeah.
it shine.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Let it shine, let it shine.
Let it shine. Let it shine.
I'm not gonna let you touch it, no. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm not gonna let you touch it, no. I'm gonna let it shine. Not gonna let you touch it, no. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Am I supposed to be doing something here? Or just waiting?
I thought that looked like our ship.
That's just a trick the ocean plays on your mind, kid. Makes everything look the same after a while, like you was going in circles.
Well, this isn't the kind of progress I was hoping for.
Oh, well, the wet march of the soul ain't for everybody.
Could we borrow that light for a second?
Sorry, I'm kind of attached to it.
No, really. The pearl is right over there.
You poor sucker, that's the moon! Tell me you didn't come all this way out here to pearl dive the moon.
Could you send for help?
Oh, sure. I promise to call for help at the next phone booth I walk by.
What are you doing down here?
Trying to get out of the land of the dead, same as everybody else.
Why are you walking instead of taking a ship?
Got sick of waiting around Rubacava for a boat. Figured I'd make better time this way.
Why didn't I think of that? How do you know where you're going?
See the moon over there? I just keep it on my right. That way I know I'm heading in a straight line.
But...
Oldest trick in the book.
Is everything okay with your eyebrows?
Them is barnacles, genius. I don't move fast enough to shake them, so they tend to pile up. I don't mind, though. They're the only company I got. Ain't you, boys?
How long have you been down here?
Well, let me put it this way. I wasn't always this color.
Shouldn't you have hit dry land by now?
I'm trying to cross a big ocean here, Sonny. What do you know about it?
I've already done it, in a boat.
A boat? Don't talk to me about boats.
What's the problem with boats?
We had such a nice boat.
Why is everybody always talking about boats? You got a perfectly good pair of legs. Why not use them, I say?
Let me guess. You died in a boat wreck.
A boat wreck would have been better than what happened to us. Led off course by bad equipment, lost for weeks, no food, no shelter from the sun. We'd started throwing the dead overboard, but then the sharks began following the boat.
What happened in the end?
What happened was, I learned 3 valuable lessons. Stay away from boats. When it comes to navigation, trust only the moon and the stars. And when there's only 2 of you left, never, ever go to sleep.
Dear.
How have you kept that light going all these years?
Well, I found this coral, this glow-in-the-dark coral. Damnedest thing. Glows like a lightning bug and never seems to wear out.
I had some of that once. Made a nice grappling hook.
I don't think you had what I got, because I don't think you've been to the place where I got it.
Where'd you get the coral?
Edge of the world, boy. That's the only place it grows.
Well, I don't want to break your stride there.
Okay, see you around.
Watch out for sea monsters.
Who? These guys? Oh, they don't mess with old Chapito. I'm too bright for them. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
You all right?
I'm a spirit of the land, Manny, not of the sea.
Hang in there, Manu.
Wonder how I get out of here.
I'd definitely go over there first chance I get, but there's a lot of dark water between here and there.
Well, the only idea I can think of is to try and use the siphon. Was it Chipito? Something like that, his name was. I have a terrible memory for names. Maybe
That soul has already been reaped.
Okay, so I can't get the light that way. Well, I've exhausted the dialogue options. What's left?
Oh, I think her days of use are over.
I told you that name was bad luck.
Hey.
Sorry.
Can I interact with the ship in any useful way?
I'd definitely go over there first chance I get, but there's a lot of dark water between here and there. I'd definitely go over there first chance I get, but there's a lot of dark water between here and there. Oh, I think her days of use are over. You all right?
I'm a spirit of the land, Manny. Not of the sea.
Hang in there, Manu.
I could try using the siphon parts of the ship. Not sure what use it would be though. Oh, there he is. Oh dear, he seems to have frozen.
My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be. I don't want to mess up my blade. My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be. My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be. I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade. My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be.
Must say, I'm not seeing a solution to this puzzle. It's odd, because unlike all the other puzzles we've done so far, in this one we're actually very, very limited in terms of the things we can interact with.
Amigo!
What? More survivors? I just passed another shipwreck not 5 minutes ago.
Well, I don't want to break your stride there.
Okay, see you around. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
I take it I can't follow
This
him.
little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Oh, that's what I do.
Lego! Lego! What am I supposed to do with this?
Follow me.
Where are you taking me?
To the moon.
Manny, is that the pearl? Ooh-wee! I knew I prize fighter someday? I'm rich, 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 rich!
Shh! Something's happening.
Manny, what's going on?
I don't know, but I don't like the way that thing's looking at us. I'm not going down there while that monster's looking right at me.
What are the other choices? Round here?
Ugh. Watch those hands, clams.
Hey, lay off! Lego! 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 Hey, where are you going? You can't leave me here all alone! Come back here!
Oh dear, this is a bit dark.
She's coming back.
Looks like we're heading south! But there's nothing on that edge of the world! Except the edge! Manny?
Don't ask, carnal, cause I don't know. Gladys, I'm gonna sneak inside and look for Meche.
What if that octopus comes back while you're gone?
Poke him in the eye and steal his sub.
Stupid octopus.
This door's locked. Meche,
Manny, what are you doing here?
I wanted to see how your trip was going, Angel. I am your travel agent, you know. By the way, thanks for that bottle of champagne you sent me. It really hit the spot.
You were headed for a trap. I was trying to warn you. Domino was using me like bait. I didn't want you to end up a prisoner here like me.
Prisoner? Where's your cell? Or are you just sharing a bunk with the warden?
If that's what you think of me, then why did you come here?
Because this is where he belongs. Here, working for me. I knew you'd come around eventually. Right or wrong, Manuel Calavera is always with the winning team, right, Manny? That's why you're here now.
I'm getting off this rock, and I'm taking all of these people with me.
Manny, there's no way off this island. I'm afraid you're stuck here in my little executive training program. See, I need you to take my place here, kid. I've got to get back to the city where the action is.
Sorry, Manny, but I had to come in. My skin was getting all pruny.
Him, I don't need.
Oh no!
I'm gonna grind you to powder for that, cabrón.
Maybe later. But for now, let me just show you your new office.
Careful, BB. The new boss is waking up.
Okie doke, I think we'll stop there for this week. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I'll be streaming again. Actually, that's a good point. This week is in a bit of a confusion. It's possible that I will be able to stream a bit more this week, but if I do, I'll be doing different things. So I need to work that out. My normal schedule would be on Wednesday, I would do poetry, prose, and riddles. Then on Friday and Saturday, I would do Pokemon Crystal. And then next Monday, it would be back to Grim Fandango. All streams starting at 4 p.m. British summertime. Like I say, this week in particular may end up being a little different. So I can only advise keeping an eye on my Twitter to see if I announce anything. What I have just said, if you will be the default that will go ahead unless I announce something different this week. So, I think we will raid Ohina. Once again, thank you everyone for coming. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Good night.